Hey there, and welcome back to making Fast Panda. And first up then, I'm just going to be bulking up the legs. First up, this is pretty much all I'm going to be doing, is bulking up the legs. Partly time, partly constraints of materials. So, if you don't know or have never used green stuff for scratch building, the important thing is that when you're doing things like legs, that you make everything in blobs. So I'm going to have, I think, 4 blobs, one for the foot, one for the knee, one for the upper leg and one for the lower leg. And each blob needs to be the same size, and so that they can be fitted on and everything can work out roughly proportional. It won't be absolutely perfect, and I will do a bit of carving, but that'll give me my understructure for my legs, and I will probably leave it at that for today. So sorry, this is going to be a very piecemeal affair. Again, I am not using a green stuff oven, I am just letting it dry overnight. So like, you might find there will be the odd week where I get a bit more than this kind of amount done, but time constraints, damn them. So I will crack on and I'll be back in a moment with that all done. Here we have it then. We've got the bulk put onto the legs, the arms and the head. I didn't actually expect to get it this far, but the moral of the story from my point of view is, however much you think you may have taken the right amount of green stuff, you've taken more than you think, and you need tiny quantities of it. You need to be thinking in terms of millimetre blocks. So he's all kind of bulked out, and you can kind of see that he's got kind of 2 eyes and he's looking slightly off towards this direction. Bit shaping in the head. So I ended up with a blob left over, which happened to be about the right size for the underhead. And that is about the right size for a full-scale miniatures head. Maybe a little bit too big for that. I think you normally take, is it a 6mm blob as the basis for the head? 6mm or 3mm? Might be 3mm actually. And also, just so you can get a sense of scale, try and keep it in focus there. Here is, well, it's a cougar delicate, not delicate. No, just so you can see scale of the mini. It's about right for a Fast Panda, so it's standing about 20mm tall. And now I shall leave him to set, but the head, I just put the blob, stuck it on, and then I've attached it by sort of forcing the material to stick together. Ideally get the epoxy to stick, because epoxy will stick stronger than super glue. The arms, where the hands are, you can just see there's a bits of wire. It's because I haven't actually finished, because I'm going to put little blobs in there which will actually make up its paws. But the main thing is there's a sort of bigger blob at the knee, a slightly bigger blob at the foot. The feet aren't really finished, they're slightly different sizes. They're pretty even in terms of they should sit on the same plane, and this gives me the solid basis for the rest of the model. With his spine though, I did put a blob to stack on top of the spinal cord. And before next time I will probably bore out his eyes a little bit, so that I have sort of like the cameras, if you like, and I will start laying up very tiny plates over him in order to start building up his plates, like his belly plate and his chest plate and his arm plates. That will all get made out of a tiny amount of green stuff. So there you go, stage 2 complete. I've tried to carve a little bit to give him a robotic-y feel, kept his knees and elbows bulky, so it goes narrow to bulky, narrow to bulky, bulky around the hands, narrowing at the elbows, bulky around the feet, narrowing at the knees, bulky at the knee, narrowing to the hip. So I think that pretty much conforms with the Fast Panda designs that I've looked at. So I hope there's been some interest used to you, and that you're making loads of cool stuff and it's turning out really well. Thank you for watching, have a good one and take care. Bye bye.